Have you ever taken a morning spoonful of your supermarket extra virgin olive oil, expecting that sharp, peppery kick everyone raves about, and ended up swallowing something that felt like lukewarm, greasy butter? If your salad dressing tastes completely flat or your skin feels blocked instead of radiant, you are not imagining it. You have been quietly swindled in the condiment aisle of your local Woolies or Coles. By the end of this breakdown, you will find out why over half the fancy bottles lining Australian supermarket shelves fail basic freshness benchmarks. I will show you how global commodity syndicates legally dump exhausted leftover pressings into your pantry, and we will crack open the exact chemical tests you need to separate genuine liquid gold from rancid supermarket lamp oil. Stick around to the very end of our list because the most shocking offender is Australia's most heavily marketed, historic family staple that almost every home cook trusts without blinking. Before we call out the worst bottles by name, you need to understand the mechanical reality of how real extra virgin olive oil is born versus how the industrial machine fakes it. Pure extra virgin olive oil is not a manufactured product. It is freshly squeezed fruit juice. You pick sound green olives off the tree, wash them, crush them into a paste, and mechanically spin out the water and solids below 27 degrees Celsius without a single chemical solvent or drop of external heat. That unheated mechanical cold extraction leaves behind two crucial things: an ultra-low free fatty acid level, strictly below 0.8%, and a massive payload of biophenols. Those biophenols, like oleocanthal and oleuropein, are the bitter, peppery antioxidants responsible for sweeping your arteries clean, calming inflammation, and giving your hair that unmistakable shine. Industrial mass production hates this natural process because biophenols make oil bitter, green fruit yields far less juice, and real fresh oil degrades rapidly under poor storage. To mass-produce millions of litres for supermarket contracts at dirt-cheap margins, corporate bottlers let bruised, overripe fruit sit in fermenting piles on damp ground for weeks. When pressed, this rotting fruit produces an acidic, foul-smelling grease known in the industry as lampante oil, which is historically literal fuel for oil lamps. To make this degraded muck legally edible, big industrial processors pump it into towering refinery columns, bleaching out the dark brown color with chemical clays and stripping away the rancid stench with high-vacuum steam deodorizers. Once you chemically bleach and boil oil, you destroy every single polyphenol, vitamin, and trace nutrient it ever possessed, leaving behind a clear, tasteless industrial fat. To sell this refined dead fat to everyday shoppers at premium prices, industrial bottlers splash in a microscopic 5% dose of low-grade virgin oil just to give it a hint of pale green color. Slap a picturesque drawing of a sunny Tuscan grove on the label and send it out to our supermarket shelves. You end up buying dead, processed lipids, stripped of every medicinal benefit, paying $12 to $18 a bottle for glorified machinery lubricant. Then comes the packaging trickery, under our harsh Aussie conditions. Olive oil has three mortal enemies: oxygen, heat, and ultraviolet light. The moment light hits a transparent plastic bottle on a supermarket shelf under fluorescent tubes, photo-oxidation triggers a chain reaction that breaks delicate fatty acid chains into rancid peroxides and hydroperoxides within a matter of days. That translucent plastic bottle, sitting under burning supermarket aisle lights, is slowly cooking the contents into rancidity before you even scan it at the self-checkout. Add to that the absolute circus of country of origin loopholes. Labels boldly boasting bottled in Italy or packed in Spain routinely source bottom-of-the-tank bulk dregs, shipped in rusty flexi tanks from 3 different continents, blended together to hit the bare legal minimum before being exported across the ocean to our shores. It is an industrialized sleight of hand designed to empty your wallet while delivering zero nutritional value, and it is happening right under your nose in every grocery aisle in the country. Let us pull back the curtain on 7 supermarket bottles you need to cross off your shopping list right now, moving from the lazy, everyday blends straight to the most deceptive heritage giants on Australian shelves. Starting at number 7, we have Coles Urban Coffee Culture style generic imports, specifically Coles Spanish Extra Virgin Olive Oil. Coles pushes this line as an affordable Mediterranean staple, trading on sunny Spanish imagery to justify its spot in your trolley. But when consumer watchdog testing groups run basic fatty acid profile tests on generic supermarket blends of this tier, the results tell a depressing story. There is no harvest date, no olive cultivar, and no regional mill named anywhere on the packaging. What you are pouring over your food is an anonymous commodity blend sourced from high-yield industrial bulk tanks, mixed purely to hit a retail price point of around $11 a litre. Take a spoonful straight, and the problem is obvious. There is zero grassy punch, no peppery throat catch, and only a flat, heavy, greasy coating that feels more like liquid paraffin than fresh fruit juice. At roughly 22 cents per 20 milliliter serve, it is cheap cooking grease dressed in an olive oil costume. As edible oils researcher Dr. Richard Gowell has pointed out in olive sensory analysis panels, mass-market generic blends routinely strip out volatile aroma compounds through prolonged bulk tank storage before they even reach consumer bottling lines. If you are buying this for anti-inflammatory health perks, you are essentially paying $11 a litre for dead fat. Moving up to number 6, let us talk about Woolworths' draft of Europe, their ubiquitous Woolworths Macro-certified organic extra virgin olive oil. Owned by the supermarket duopoly, Macro leans entirely on its green organic certification halo to charge upwards of $14 for a modest 500 milliliter bottle. That works out to a staggering $28 a litre, double the price of award-winning domestic oils. But turn the bottle around and read the country of origin statement, packed in Spain from imported ingredients, or a vague blend of Mediterranean oils. While the olives were grown without synthetic pesticides, the label completely omits the actual crush date and free acidity levels. Australian laboratory reviews by choice have repeatedly shown that organic certifications tell you nothing about freshness, oxidation levels, or biophenol degradation during transit. On your tongue, this oil tastes tired, hollow, and faintly waxy, lacking the sharp vitality you expect from a premium health product. One verified buyer on a local consumer review forum nailed it. It smells like old vegetable oil and leaves a bitter, greasy film on salads. Paying 56 cents a serve for tired European bulk dregs just because the word organic is plastered across the glass is a massive tax on your good intentions. If you are already itching to check your own pantry to see what is lurking in your cupboards, hit that subscribe button right now, because the marketing gymnastics get significantly rougher from here. Coming in at number 5 is Manini Classico Extra Virgin Olive Oil, readily available at Coles, Woolworths, and independent IGAs. Owned by the Italian processing company Manini SPA, this brand presents itself as classic Italian artisan heritage, complete with Italian flag motifs. The reality behind this export bottle is pure industrial logistics. The label quietly confesses that the liquid inside is an EU blend, meaning bulk oil pressed in Greece, Spain, or Tunisia, hauled across international borders, blended in Italian processing tanks, and shipped across the globe in hot cargo holds to sit on Australian shelves for 12 months. When it hits the back of your throat, you get none of the crisp green tomato or artichoke notes of authentic Italian estate oil. Instead, it delivers a dull, muddy flavour with noticeable oxidative flatness. At $16 for a 750 milliliter bottle, or roughly 43 cents a serve, you are funding international shipping logistics rather than farm freshness. The Australian Olive Association has consistently warned that prolonged equatorial sea freight severely degrades delicate biophenols through heat exposure. Manini Classico sells the romantic dream of an Italian nonna picking olives by hand, but delivers a containerized industrial cocktail. At number 4, we have Squeaky Gate, the all-rounder Australian extra virgin olive oil. Marketed with folksy rustic charm and bright Aussie branding, this product looks like a genuine boutique farmstead oil. Owned by the massive food conglomerate Riverland Foods, Squeaky Gate is sourced from contracted growers across multiple growing regions to create a homogenized, mass-market profile. While it avoids overseas shipping degradation, its standard supermarket line is blended for high shelf stability and ultra-mild flavor rather than high polyphenol potency. On the palate, it is entirely tame, almost buttery, and completely devoid of that pungent oleocanthal sting that signals real medicinal value. Retailing at $12 for 750 milliliters, it positions itself as local quality, but it is engineered as an inoffensive commodity oil for high-volume supply chains. Food chemistry analysis confirms that high polyphenol oils always carry distinct bitterness. When an oil is engineered to taste neutral, its therapeutic polyphenol count has been sacrificed. Squeaky Gate gives you pleasant cooking oil, but charges you premium prices for what is essentially an industrialized entry-level blend. Cracking the top 3 is Moro Tradicional olive oil, sitting prominently in every Woolies, Coles, and IGA across the nation. Owned by the Spanish conglomerate Diolio, Moro is one of the most widely recognized names in Australian kitchens. But look closely at the traditional label, because it is the ultimate consumer trap. This is not extra virgin olive oil at all. It is pure olive oil, which is a deceptive industry term for refined lampante oil that has been chemically deodorized, bleached with activated clay, and blended with a token splash of virgin oil to give it minimal color. It possesses zero natural biophenols, zero antioxidants, and zero anti-inflammatory properties. Pour it out, and it has no fresh aroma whatsoever, feeling slick, heavy, and totally inert on your tongue. Priced at roughly $15 a litre, you are paying 30 cents a serve for chemically treated industrial fat that costs a fraction of that to manufacture. As noted by choice testing reports on refined cooking oils, refined olive products have had their natural nutritional profile thoroughly stripped away by industrial processing. Moro Tradicional is essentially glorified frying grease wrapped in Mediterranean nostalgia. Taking the runner-up spot at number 2 is Crisco Pure Olive Oil and Pomace Blends, found in budget supermarket sections and bulk warehouse outlets. Owned by Bunge, this product sits right in the olive oil aisle, using olive graphics to lure in budget-conscious families. Read the back label and the reality hits hard. It is heavily made from olive pomace oil, the lowest commercial grade of edible fat. Pomace is the solid sludge of skins, pits, and pulp left over after primary cold pressing. Because no liquid juice remains, processors blast this dry cake with chemical solvents like hexane and subject it to extreme thermal pressure to leach out residual grease. The crude pomace oil is then chemically neutralized and deodorized. It smells faintly metallic, tastes completely dead, and leaves a sticky, synthetic-feeling residue on your tongue. Retailing for around $10 a litre, it is sold right next to unrefined oils, tricking shoppers into believing they are buying a wholesome plant extract. The International Olive Council strictly prohibits pomace oil from ever carrying the extra virgin title, yet supermarkets stock it side by side with genuine extra virgin options. Buying solvent-extracted pomace oil for your kitchen is like buying engine runoff to dress your fresh garden vegetables. And finally, topping our list at number 1 as the absolute worst offender is Bertolli Extra Virgin Olive Oil Originale. Owned by multinational giant D'Olio, Bertolli is arguably the most famous, heavily marketed, and trusted olive oil brand in Australian supermarkets. It occupies prime eye-level shelf space and commands upwards of $18 for a standard 1-litre bottle. Yet behind that green bottle and heritage Italian imagery lies a history of international consumer deception and endless bulk blending. The Australian Competition and Consumer Commission, along with international testing authorities like UC Davis Olive Centre, have repeatedly flagged mass-market European export blends like Bertolli for failing extra virgin sensory and chemical standards by the time they reach retail shelves. The liquid inside is an anonymous international blend, sourced from various non-EU and EU mega plantations, packed in industrial hubs and shipped across the planet in container ships. Pour a shot into a clean glass, and the defects are unmistakable. It smells faintly of fermented fruit, tastes greasy and tired, and displays zero peppery sting. You are paying 36 cents a serve for oil that has often oxidized on the high seas, trading entirely on a heritage name that was sold off to global food corporations decades ago. Bertolli is the undisputed king of supermarket shelf deception, charging top dollar for bottom-barrel industrial bulk. Right, here comes the part that made watching this far worth it. You do not need an overseas import license or a private chef budget to get your hands on authentic, lab-certified extra virgin olive oil that will transform your health and your cooking. We have 5 genuine heroes sitting right on Australian supermarket shelves, a range from the most affordable everyday bargain straight to the gold standard finishing oil. Starting at number 1 for unbeatable everyday value is ALDI Romano Australian Extra Virgin Olive Oil. Sourced directly from certified groves in Victoria and South Australia, rather than mystery tanks overseas, this budget powerhouse punches way above its price tag. The olives are mechanically harvested and cold pressed within hours of leaving the branches, locking in low free fatty acid levels below 0.3%. Pour a small splash into a glass and you immediately get fresh cut grass, crisp green apple, and a clean, peppery warmth at the back of your throat that proves its natural biophenols are fully intact. Retailing at roughly $6 for a 500 milliliter dark bottle, it works out to just 24 cents per standard 20 milliliter serve. That is significantly cheaper than the refined European garbage we broke down earlier, yet it consistently scores top marks in independent blind sensory panels run by Australian food critics. It is the ultimate no-nonsense workhorse for budget-conscious families who want genuine farm freshness for everyday cooking, roasting, and shallow frying without paying a single cent for corporate marketing fluff. Next at number 2 is Red Island Australian Extra Virgin Olive Oil, readily available at Coles, Woolworths, and independent IGAs. Red Island is produced from cool climate Victorian groves and carries the official Olive Care Australian certified extra virgin seal right on the front label. This guarantees that every single batch has passed strict gas chromatography testing and chemical analysis in certified domestic laboratories before hitting the shelf. When you taste it, there is an immediate rush of crisp tomato leaf, green banana, and a solid peppery kick that lingers comfortably in your throat. At $11 for a 500 milliliter bottle, or 44 cents a serve, it is marginally pricier than ALDI, but you get guaranteed cold extraction traceability and a dark-tinted UV protective bottle that shields delicate antioxidants from shelf lighting. According to domestic tasting panels, Red Island consistently beats imported legacy labels twice its price. It is the ideal daily staple for health-conscious home cooks who want reliable antioxidant power for salads, pasta finishes, and morning longevity shots. At number 3, we step into the undisputed heavyweight champion of Australian supermarket olive oil, Cobram Estate Classic Flavour Extra Virgin Olive Oil. Produced by Boundary Bend Olives in the Goulburn Valley and Murray Valley, Cobram Estate is a masterclass in modern horticultural technology. Their proprietary harvesting system moves olives from tree to cold mechanical press in less than 4 to 6 hours, preventing any microbial fermentation or oxidation. Every single bottle clearly displays the specific harvest year, the crush date, and a guaranteed high polyphenol count right on the label. The sensory profile is magnificent. Robust green herbs, vibrant citrus leaf, and a distinct peppery sting driven by high natural oleocanthal concentrations. Retailing around $12 to $14 for a 375 milliliter dark glass bottle fitted with their patented pop-up pourer, it costs roughly 64 cents a serve. In extensive lab benchmarks published by the Australian Olive Association and independent consumer tests, Cobram Estate repeatedly sweeps gold medals against European estate oils. If you want a widely accessible, scientifically validated medicine for your heart and skin that tastes electric on everything, this is your gold standard. Moving to number 4 for those who want a premium single variety kick is Cobram Estate Ultra Premium Hoji Blanca or Premier Robusto. Grown in regional Victoria from dedicated single cultivar parcels, this oil is pressed within 90 minutes of picking, capturing the absolute maximum biophenol concentration possible in commercial olive farming. Take a sip and the flavour explosion is intense. Bitter rocket, artichoke heart, and a fierce, throat-gripping peppery catch that will make you cough if you are not prepared for it. That cough is the gold standard indicator of high medical-grade oleocanthal. Retailing at approximately $20 for a 500 milliliter dark bottle, or 80 cents a serve, it is undeniably a premium purchase. But you are paying for lab-certified biophenol levels exceeding 400 milligrams per kilogram, something no mass-market supermarket import can even dream of delivering. Leading nutrition researchers consistently recommend high polyphenol oils of this caliber for reducing systemic inflammation and oxidative stress. It is the perfect targeted finishing oil to drizzle raw over steamed greens, sourdough, and warm grain bowls. And finally, at number 5, sitting at the top of the boutique supermarket shelf, we have Mount Zero Organic Extra Virgin Olive Oil, available at Harris Farm Markets, select IGAs, and premium grocers. Sourced from biodynamic and organic family groves on the edge of the Grampians National Park in Victoria, Mount Zero combines traditional, sustainable farming with clinical, cold-press precision. It is completely unrefined, cold extracted, and bottled in heavy dark glass to preserve every volatile aroma compound. The flavour is rich, complex, and deeply herbaceous, offering notes of wild herbs, green almond, and a balanced, velvety, peppery finish. At around $22 for 500 millilitres, or 88 cents a serve, it is an artisanal indulgence. But unlike the fake luxury of imported organic labels, Mount Zero delivers fully traceable single-region provenance, verified harvest dates, and zero chemical footprint. It is the ultimate artisanal treasure for serious food lovers who want pure, unadulterated botanical excellence on their dining table. Here is your 5-point field checklist to screenshot right now, before your next grocery run at Woolies, Coles, ALDI, or IGA. First, demand dark glass or a solid metal cask. because transparent plastic is a neon sign that the oil is slowly dying under supermarket strip lighting. Second, always hunt for the certified Australian extra virgin triangular seal, or AS 526-42011 compliance, which legally guarantees independent laboratory testing and zero rancid filler. Third, check the back panel for a clear harvest year and crush date, because extra virgin olive oil is fresh produce, not fine wine, and it degrades after 12 to 18 months. Fourth, treat marketing buzzwords like pure, light, or mild as red flags, because they are legal code for industrially refined, chemically deodorized waste grease. Fifth, check the country of origin bar chart. If it says made from imported ingredients or packed in Spain, leave it sitting on the shelf and buy local fresh harvest instead. Kangaroo olive oil. The modern supermarket oil aisle was built to maximize corporate shipping margins, exploiting loose export definitions while keeping everyday Aussies in the dark. Once you realize that genuine extra virgin olive oil is freshly pressed botanical juice loaded with bitter, anti-inflammatory biophenols, you instantly stop falling for romantic foreign labels and start buying for nutritional potency. Thank you for watching and taking your health into your own hands. You definitely have friends or family members who are still pouring refined European bulk oil into their morning smoothies, thinking it is a miracle elixir. So share this video with them right now to protect their grocery budget. Drop a comment below. Which of these brands is sitting in your pantry today? And did it pass our fresh, peppery throat catch test? Stay tuned, because our next episode is cracking open the disturbing truth behind Australian supermarket honey and the syrup cartels flooding our shelves. Keep your standards high and your pantry honest.